Yesterday I made two videos. One was titled "Something Big is Coming for Tesla Stock," and the other one was titled "Tesla Stock Could Go Crazy This Week," with a thumbnail that said "Watch ASAP." Seems like that was a bit of an understatement. Tesla stock is up 17% today at the time of recording this video. But first, if you guys were looking to join a trading community, check out that link down below in the description of this video. We actually had 10 debit spreads. The 185 to the 195, those are completely in the money if you held them. $300 would have turned into $10,000, and we did have a 165 call as well for May 10th, and that would be another $3,000 give or take. If you want to know who is not a winner today, it is the shorts. Short sellers are down almost $3 billion, and we'll talk about this a little bit later throughout this video. And I mean just $3 billion today, let alone the other $3 billion collectively that they have lost since Tesla hit its lows and started this latest rally. So here is the big news. Tesla has won Beijing's approval to roll out its full self-driving FSD software in China, marking a major milestone for the company. The approval follows a meeting between Elon Musk and top Chinese officials, including Premier Li Qiang. Tesla will deploy FSD based on mapping and navigation functions provided by Chinese tech giant Baidu, which is like the Google of China. The partnership clears an important regulatory hurdle for Tesla to offer FSD. Partnering with a Chinese company helps ease regulators' concerns over any data security risks. Now, I kind of explained how this was coming in the last two videos, hence the title of those videos. But I didn't expect an almost 18% rally on Monday. That's a lot, okay? It's justified, though, because China is going to be long-term such an important market for Tesla. If you get FSD entering into the Chinese market, and that has not officially happened yet, we just have the pathway there. Tesla has to announce it, so maybe in the next couple of hours, days, or weeks, Tesla will start offering FSD in China. It's going to be such a big opportunity that, I mean, how do you even value that? In terms of what the robotaxi network could look like long-term, that's almost unquantifiable in China. China has 3 times the population of the US. We get excited about a robotaxi network in the US, but China, that could make ours look like crumbs, okay? This could also pave the way for Europe to start letting Tesla offer FSD services as well. But if you did want to put some quick math to this, you can say there's roughly 2 million Teslas out on the road in China today. If you get a 22% take rate on FSD, that would be about 440,000 new subscriptions, assuming none of them buy FSD outright, which a good portion of them probably would. Assuming they all subscribe to the service, that would be $43.5 million per month of revenue being brought in, times 12 months. That is $522 million. Times this by 0.90, representing 90% margins. And you're looking at about $470 million of potential bottom line profits just based on the current fleet that is in China. Let alone, you know, over the next year, there's going to be probably close to 1 million deliveries in China. Next year is going to be more than that. And the year after that, it's going to be more than that. So, in time, this will turn into a massive source of profits for Tesla. Keep in mind, full self-driving is directly accretive to the bottom line because Tesla already puts the hardware in the cars when they build them. It's not like you have to take your Tesla to a, you know, service center to get the cameras installed, to get the FSD chip installed into the car. You just update the software. Okay, so that's why the margins are so high in this. Tesla already recognizes the upfront cost to put the hardware into the vehicles, but that would be a boost to EPS of about 14 cents just currently with the fleet that we have out in China. I think the other part of why Tesla stock is doing so well today is because just how fast this deal got done. and the aggressiveness that Elon Musk is taking to create shareholder value. You really have a CEO that is working for the company, not against the company anymore. And I do think that in and of itself is a pretty powerful thing, right? Now, I also believe, obviously, there has been a lot of retail investors, a lot of hedge funds and institutions that have sold Tesla stock. They've been very bearish on Tesla stock. In fact, last night it was pretty funny. I got a CNBC clip recommended to me from 5 years ago, back in 2018. So almost 6 years now. And everyone on CNBC was bearish on Tesla, but the guy Andrew Left runs Citron, legendary, short seller. He was short on Tesla. He changed and went long on Tesla in 2018, and everyone at the table was bearish on Tesla. They were arguing with him, including Kevin O'Leary. They were all bearish, and I actually want to share that clip with you in the next video. But it's just like, wow, when everyone is bearish on Tesla, that is the least opportune time for you to be bearish on Tesla. And that's where we just were with Tesla stock, and to the most extent still there now. It's not like everyone just woke up and became bullish on Tesla again. You still have a lot of bears out there, and a lot of people that have sold Tesla that need to get back in or want to get back in. If you're a hedge fund or institution, you almost need to get back in when Tesla is starting to outperform to this degree. So I do think all of this good news, back to back to back earnings, and now this, it's really it's just slapping all of the bears in the face, especially if you owned Tesla stock previously. So I do think there's a lot of those guys buying back into the stock, and I think the shorts are feeling the pressure today. Short sellers are down now about $3.2 billion today alone, and they're down another $3 billion or so leading into today. Take a look at the data that we have so far today. You have shares borrowed, meaning shares most likely sold short today, of 996,000, and return shares about 950,000. So you actually have a net short position today of 46,000 shares. Now, I think shorts are covering on short positions, right? Given this 18% rally in Tesla, that to some degree is happening today. The data is not reflecting any kind of huge short positions are being covered, because I do think shorts are also shorting the stock. I think a lot of this is driven by some of your FOMO buyers, some people that have, sold out of Tesla that are getting back in. And if you take a look, you have 3.84% short interest of free float, with $17.9 billion currently in short positions, days to cover sitting at 1.08, and 106.37 million shares that are currently sold short. Shorts have only covered on net about 1 million shares since Tesla's earnings. Now, I'm sure today there's going to be more than that when the data actually fully finalizes, but there is a lot of short positions here. And I mean, just going back to February, you were only at 90 million shares sold short. So there's, 30, 40 million shares that could be covered, and that would be putting you back to where you were about 3-4 months ago. And if you take a look at the option activity in Tesla stock as well, you can see a lot of short-term trades coming in around the $200 call for May 3rd. May 10th, you have a 210 call. May 10th, you have a $200 call. A 215 call here for May 10th. Tons of those trades, but there's also a lot of longer duration trades like your $300 calls by the end of this year. And all of these trades are by big money. These are interesting flows, right? Interesting flow sentiment is what it's called over here on Ortex. So it's big money. These are big trades. These are hundreds of thousands of dollars in trades a piece, or millions, up to $100+ million per each one of these trades. So it seems like big money is definitely going out there and placing some bets on Tesla options in a very bullish way. Here on the day so far, you have 602 orders totaling $150 million from hedge funds, institutions, money managers. These are not retail investor trades. Again, positive order value sitting at about 65%. Morgan Stanley's Adam Jonas has released a short new Tesla note titled, "He's Back." Quote, Elon Musk's visit to China means far more than seeking approval for self-driving tech on Chinese roads. Whether Tesla's CEO is sleeping on a floor or on a plane, the message is clear. He's back. As Gillinghammer on X writes, you guys know 8/8 is a very special date in China, right? But wouldn't surprise me if August 8th is a huge day for Tesla in China. The Cybertruck's official X account posted this. It says off-road mode and more updates are rolling out soon. Here's what's coming. Off-road mode, overland mode, more consistent handling and better overall traction while driving on rock, gravel, deep snow, or sand. And Baja mode, vehicle balance is improved and the vehicle's handles more freely when stability assist is set to minimal. Cybertruck also has a cyber tent mode that is coming. The NHTSA is opening an investigation into Ford's hands-free driving technology Blue Cruise after 2 fatal crashes involving Mustang Mach-E SUVs striking parked vehicles, the agency said on Monday. Yeah, that doesn't sound great. The U.S. Supreme Court declined on Monday to hear Elon Musk's bid to throw out part of a securities fraud settlement with the SEC, restricting Elon's public statements about Tesla. Tesla is now introducing a new vision feature where you can essentially park your car using only vision-based parking assist. And just a visual representation of how far behind the competition are in terms of competing with Tesla. Honda's new Prologue EV has an infotainment software design that looks like it's straight from a 1998 PC. I mean, my old car, which was a 2009 Chrysler Town & Country, a van, before I got my Tesla, had better infographics than this. Mercedes CEO says that the company has no plans to adopt next-generation CarPlay, despite being touted by Apple as a partner. And just 32 days after the launch of the Zoomy SU7, our Zoomy EV factory has achieved a 10,000 production milestone. And this is the CEO of Zoomy that is saying this, a tech giant company in China. That's kind of crazy. They've already produced 10,000 of these. Tesla Economics shares this this clip from CNBC that I played the whole thing here on this channel, so I'm sure you're pretty familiar with this. Ron Barron just said that now is the bottom for Tesla, and Tesla Economics says Ron was right. Elon Musk just commented on this and said, Ron is a very smart man with an outstanding track record for a long time. It is wise to listen to anyone who fits that description. So you basically have Elon Musk saying the bottom was then for Tesla, when Tesla was in the 140s. Elon Musk also posted this photo, which is pretty dang cool. I presume that's his belt buckle that he wears. I believe. It says, don't mess with Tesla. Taking a look at global inventory numbers, you can see the Model Y has recently fallen a lot, starting to trend back upwards with about 6,800 vehicles currently in inventory. You do have the Model 3 down here at about 2,600 vehicles, the Model X at about 2,400, and the Model S at about 1,200. Google Trends data for full self-driving is falling a little bit today, down to about 42, which again, full self-driving usually trends between 10 and 20. This low point was 8. This low point was 10. This high point was 23, another 21 reading. So you're usually in between like 10 and 18 to be realistic. Well, now you've obviously spiked because Tesla has given the free trial to every Tesla vehicle. But even when you're falling, you're still only falling down to the 40s. You hit 41 here, you went back up to 47, now you're at 42. This is a pretty good sign. The take rate is probably better now for full self-driving, and more people probably signed up. Over on StockTwits, sentiment is at 38 for Tesla, which is considered bearish. Again, a lot of people still have not gotten over that hump and come to the realization that this is now a new Tesla. The Tesla you have known for the past year is gone. Okay, this is a new Tesla. This is a new Elon trying to create shareholder value. And that's why longer term, this was probably the bottom until we get some kind of big recession crash or something that will inevitably come. Tesla may run to $300+ all-time highs before that next crash event does come. And it may never come back to these levels. That's always a possibility. Message volume today is sitting at 60, which is high. Yesterday it was at 40. So you can see lower sentiment. People are still very bearish on Tesla with high message volume and a lot of short positions. That's a recipe for disaster for the bears. Participation ratio today is a little bit higher, so there's more accounts talking about Tesla over here on StockTwits. It's sitting at 56, so not breaking out or anything, but definitely higher than where we have been recently. Tesla continues to run about 4,000 different ads with Google. The percent of stocks above their 50-day moving average is up 2.65% today, so 2.56% or 2.65% of stocks out there on the markets today are breaking above their 50-day moving average. That's a pretty strong day. Overall, you're up 6.65% today. Treasury yields are declining about 5.5 basis points today. That's also having a positive effect to especially your small caps. As you can see today, the Russell 2000 is by far the outperformer, outperforming the NASDAQ by about 3x. The Russell 2000 is up 0.92% today, the NASDAQ up 0.34%, S&P up 0.28%, and the Dow is up 0.28% as well. I think the Russell is probably outperforming so much just as kind of a leading indicator heading into the Fed. Right? I think Wall Street's saying, hey, where in our markets is going to benefit if the Fed is more dovish on Wednesday? Because we do have Fed Jerome Powell on Wednesday and the Fed meeting and all of that. It's probably going to be in the Russell 2000 because, as I mentioned in the last video, you're only pricing in one cut for 2024, and that outpricing of rate cuts, meaning we started 2024 expecting 6 to 7 cuts. Now we're only expecting 1. That has really hurt small cap stocks in 2024. If the Fed says we're going to cut rates multiple times in 2024, the Russell's really going to benefit. So I think some investors are front running what could happen with Fed Jerome Powell on Wednesday. Here on the day today, the dollar is down 0.37%, which is a pretty decent down move for the dollar. Overall, that's good as well. When the dollar falls, that's positive for multinational companies because that means that those multinational companies are going to bring in more dollars, more USD when they take in, Japanese yen or Chinese yuan or, any foreign currencies. And again, there was a multitude of factors that negatively affected the markets in 2022, but you can sit here and say this really just rapid rise in the dollar was a big part of that. Whereas look what happened after the Rona, which that crash was here. The dollar plummeted. Global currencies strengthened compared to the dollar. So it was a tailwind for multinational companies because they converted strong global currencies into a weak US dollar, so they got more US dollars. USO, United States Oil, is down about 1% today as well, and that's also a positive for inflation and generally for our markets. And TLT is up 0.74%, which is obviously good for banks and is helping to drive down those 10-year treasury yields. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. Why have I not talked about Tesla's technicals here in this video? And the reason for that is because I think more time needs to be dedicated to this because today was a huge day. So I want to let the day play out and give a final rundown by the next video. But I will tell you right now, the 100-day moving average, a lot of people in the trading community have asked about this, and I gave my opinion over there. So if you guys would like to join, check out the link down below in the description of this video. Like I said in the beginning of this video, now you found a little bit of resistance here. You've come down a little bit. Tesla stock's currently up 16.5% now at the time of recording this video. So you've fallen about $2 from the high of the day today. Do I think this is going to be resistance in terms of Tesla's not going higher? No, I think Tesla's going higher than your 100-day moving average. I think Tesla's going into the 200s. But there are reasons why maybe you are seeing a little bit of resistance around the 100-day moving average. And we'll talk about those a little bit more in depth in the next video. You have gapped up today. As I said in the last video, you were in between the 20 and the 50-day moving average. If you break the 50-day moving average, then you could really start to run here. You gapped all the way up to your gap down that you've seen on March 4th. This puts Tesla in a totally new ballpark. Take a look at the RSI today. Yeah, you're no longer oversold. You're almost overbought. So that needs to be talked about a little bit more as well. And the MACD is taking a sharp move upwards. So let me know what you think about all of this information down below in the comment section of this video. You do not want to miss the next video. I'm just going to put it like that. The next video coming out at 8 p.m. tonight is very important. Probably equally as important, if not more important, than this video. So stay tuned to the channel for that one. My name's Michael Tyler. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and follow the X account. It is also Michael Tyler over there. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you found value out of this video, feel free to hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel. But you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.